Hi, Thomas. Nice to see you today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi Laura, my name is Thomas Wild. I am the head of STEMovators.
Thank you so much. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions today about your engagement with Raise over the last few years. Obviously, you've been one of our very active partners. So how did you first hear about Raise?
Goodness, I think we've been working with Raise and the PDSOs across Scotland pretty much since the beginning of the programme. In a previous role, I worked with them as part of Aberdeen Science Centre, and then obviously within my current role as STEMovators. So yeah, almost 10 years since the very start of the programme.
And what made you want to get involved with working with Raise?
I think what was so important for us is that we work across Scotland, but we don't have people based in every single local authority. And really that's what Raise was able to do, was to give us a contact on the ground in each local authority that was really tied into the local sort of curriculum, the local schools, local topical STEM projects, really everything that was going on in an area. And that just meant that if we were looking to work with schools or if we had funding to deliver a program in a certain part of the country, we had an experienced kind of go-to contact to really make those projects land and really get them off to the best start.
Perfect. So how have you engaged with Raise over the last 10 years then?
So we've supported Raise through a number of different programs. Firstly, by using them as a pathway to get our resources and programs into schools. So our typical model is that we secure industry funding, and then we'll either deliver that funding in areas that our partners want to deliver their programs, or to be honest, we delivered them in areas that had raised PDSOs because we knew that it was going to be easy to get those kits out to schools and to get them to young people that were going to really get the most of them. So we worked really closely with the Raise team across all of Scotland. We would work with them to identify schools to take part in our programs, and then deliver sessions with their support, and then stay in contact with both the schools and the Raise team throughout the whole year, and then bring everyone back together at the end of the year for a celebration of STEM event. So we've really used the Raise team to kind of help us get our projects, programs, events, and competitions out across the country. We've also supported Raise by delivering some training across different parts of the country to teachers, and also to the Raise team themselves around things like microbits, for example, where we've delivered training for the PDSOs.
Perfect, thank you. And what difference, if at all, do you think that your involvement has had, or what impact has it had engaging with Raise?
In terms of our program,
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, it's made it so easy to get things off the ground in these areas because you had a named person that really had a kind of an overarching view of the local authority. They knew who all the key players were, they knew who the school contacts were, and they were a fantastic way to get quick access to the young people that we were looking to work with. Um, I think I've slightly gone off on a tangent there. Can you repeat the question again?
That's okay. So what impact has it had engaging with Raise?
Well, for us, it's basically we've had good engagement with schools and we've kept a lot of that school network going, but the impact was it meant that we could go into any area that had a raised PDSO in post and know that we could get a project off the ground, almost immediately. And I think having the sort of templated model across the country meant that it was a very consistent kind of offer that Raise was providing, and it meant that our program could just slot into any of the areas where that there was a PDSO in place. So I think in terms of the impact, it's meant that we've been able to get kits out to schools quicker. We've been able to get more sign up from schools to take part in existing programs, and we've also been able to target those programs at schools that perhaps meet our EDI criteria, or in some instances, the Raise team have used our projects to engage schools that perhaps haven't been engaging with other initiatives that are out there. So we've worked very much hand in hand to support each other.
Okay. And this is a trickier question because obviously, as you know, sadly, Raise is coming to an end. But how, if at all, would you encourage other partners to promote Raise aspirations now that the investment is coming to an end?
It's a really difficult one, and I'll put on record how gutted we are that the program is coming to an end. I think what the Raise program has shown is that there's lots of great work that's happening out there, lots of good pockets of fantastic work and programs, but without a sort of a central resource to help pull all of that together, you'll have far less impact. So I think what Raise was so successful at was in tying all of the great work around the country together. And I think that will be a big loss to each of the regions, where you'll still have work going on from programs like ours, but there'll be perhaps less coordination. So I think the key thing to people, and I say this to ourselves, to other organizations that are working there, is that we need to collaborate more. We've all got the same aspirations. We all want the best things in the future for the young people that we're working with, but we can't compete with each other. We have to work together to deliver complementary programs and make sure that we're not duplicating and overlapping, because it's not the best use of everyone's time. And as we all know, funding and money is tight. We want to make sure that we're not competing with each other where we don't need to. And I think that's what Raise was so great at, was eliminating that competition, because we all worked together through that program.
Perfect. And what's next for you and STEMovators now that Raise is coming to an end as well?
So we will continue to do what we do. We've been around for almost 40 years ourselves, so we do have a very resilient program. We will continue to work with schools and young people across the country, and we will continue to target our resources at schools that are perhaps underrepresented within the STEM sector. But as I say, there will be that additional barrier of not having that resource of the Raise PDSOs to support us. But the plan is for us to continue to do what we do, continue to build on the legacy of our program and the Raise program, keep up the network, keep up communication with teachers, and just put as many STEM resources into the hands of teachers and pupils as we can.
Perfect. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, just to echo, I think we've met so many amazing people through the Raise program. I think there was just something about the program that seemed to attract and recruit, some really fantastic, dedicated, inspirational teachers from around the country. And we've worked with teachers from all parts of the country. So it's just been a fantastic experience for us, and definitely one that we'll miss.
Perfect. Thank you. And I would just like to take the opportunity to say a huge thank you to you as well. It really has been a positive partnership, and it's been great finding out about all of your programs and implementing them across Scotland, and being part of your training on the other side as an attendee as well. So thank you so much.
Not at all. Thank you very much.